go. Don't bounce the knee, please.
Okay.
1 part bread, 1 part pill. This is the bread pill week.
Why is that so quiet?
You've been red pilled. Now be the red pill.
How's it sound for you?
Good, but only one ear.
You're gonna have to live with one ear. Can you do that?
Okay.
I don't know why. Sound garbage.
Sound design be like
Yeah. Okay. Can I hear your mic? Mic check.
Mikey Dyke.
All right. Let's get some background music going. Right. That was about as smooth as we've ever done, which was not that smooth. All right. I am G. Ross.
And I am Angular.
Can you say that in the mic?
And I am Angular.
There you go. Big difference. We are simulcast on Facebook, YouTube, DLive, and the Foxhole. We do encourage call-ins. Little bonus sound effect there.
Boo.
And for those just joining, which is all of you, I guess, you've been red pilled. Now be the red pill. You're free from the oven and out for delivery. All right, let's switch to our show notes. I got a kind of different way I was going to try. The layout is a little different on our single screen. Let's transition. That doesn't look right. Sigh. One moment. No. 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 Man, the window handles just are bonkers on this thing. Bear with me. Please. Stop bouncing the knee, please. When I'm setting up, it'll drive me bonkers. Well, let's take the window that it is and force it to be the one that we want. Panic. All right, we're going to take that one. And we're going to pop the chat out into that. Why no pop? There we go. Right. Part of this issue is work had an emergency literally 15 minutes ago. Where is Hunter? Oh, I guess I wore a green shirt. Sorry. If the producer is listening, if I could be brought something to cover my hideous green shirt. Just anything. All right. Well, hopefully the producer's listening. Now. All right. This should go kind of how we want it to go. All right. We're going to start with reading, I can't remember what I wanted to read, something on this page. This is episode 7, February 18th, 2022. We're reading 1 Kings chapter 18. We're going to start with verse 27. Angular, do you want to hit it?
Sure.
Oh, sorry. There we go. 27. Oh, and I'm going to zoom in a little so we can see it easier. 27. Right there.
And at noon Elijah mocked them, saying, Cry, he is on a journey.
Cry aloud.
Cry aloud, for he is God.
He is a God.
He is a God. Either he is musing or relieving himself, or he is on a journey, or perhaps he is asleep and must be awakened.
So this one was selected for this week because what kind of bill? This one was selected because I forget something over the week. Somebody was like taking a mocking tone, And I do ponder whether the good Lord, the Tetragrammaton, YHWH, Achaya, whether he mocks. Certainly his prophets mock. There's one doing it right there. There is the moment where Jesus says, oh, producer, thank you. We're going to cover this horrible green shirt with something less flickery. I hope that helps. Let's check the screen. That's a little less horrible. All right, less green. Anyway, so we could debate late on a Sunday night or even a Wednesday night. We could do a Bible study about that, but I just wanted to read that. I thought that was kind of funny. You know, if you're feeling that urge to be mocking the people, well, you can see Elijah doing it there. Anyway, let's reacquire. Oops, wrong screen. All right, I think we can get into the zone here. Next up, we're going to start with a section. Ooh. I'm going to put the link in the description. Should already be. We're just going to... Oh, I deleted it. Why is it in my notes? Do I have the wrong notes up? A super awesome fella. I don't know if he likes that word. There's a song out here called Alex Jones Was Right. We may close with it if I remember to. It's a little edgy for YouTube and Facebook, but I want to pique your interest. This link isn't in the description, but I'm going to put it in the Foxhole chat description. I want to say hi to the chatsters over on the Foxhole. Anka Vanka, Hunter Biden, howdy. And let's see if I can figure out how to see... I never can see the other chats. I think it's on me. I mean, they're not typically that active, but let's see this is what I'm trying to get to. Where we go. Sort of Michael, hello. Where we go one, we go all. And salute. I did that backwards because this is the freehand. Awesome. If you put a 1 in front of that, you have 107. I'm just saying. I got yelled at for that. Like, people are like, no, it doesn't mean that. I'm like, I know, but if you just put a 1 in front of it, 107. All right. Let's go to our first department. We have 3 trucker articles, maybe 5, starting all the way back to Monday. So we'll come back to that. This is my new way of doing things, is the link right there. Ooh, nice. Oh, producer, we have a snot emergency. All right, I'll read it. Trudeau, Barbara, quick, please. Hurry. Oh, this is disgusting. Oh, you have a tissue. All right. We have the COVID in the house. I'll just go ahead and freely admit, I think we have COVID. No, I don't. Well, maybe we do. I don't know. We've got snotty nose. I'll read this one. Trudeau invokes Emergencies Act against Canada's Freedom Convoy trucker protest. You'll see later in the article, link is in the description, you'll see that the police arrested 11 people and seized guns, body armor, and a large quantity of ammunition in Coutts, Alberta. My question is, really? I mean, if this trucker protest was in Texas, maybe you could put that together. That's so one joke said, that's like my closet, or, that's my gun safe, or that's my living room. But in Canada, I don't know. I smell a rat, just saying. All right, let's go to the... Are you okay there, bro?
Yeah, but wait, you can't smell a rat. There aren't any rats in Alberta.
There are no rats? I'm moving there.
There are no rats in Alberta. 0.
How do you know that?
Because there is an article on CNN saying...
No rats?
Not since 1967, there's not.
Why do you not send me these links?
I wasn't planning to mention it.
That's fascinating. There's 0 rats in Alberta?
Well, none of the police know of.
The police look for rats in Alberta?
Well, some sort of rat seeking for furs.
Okay, I'm lost. Next up. Unrelated to the trucker protest, so this is really in the wrong section, wink wink. Ontario to lift vaccine passport system on March 1st. Let's check my notes. Do you think it's related? Should I have put that in the other section? Trucker protest, totally unrelated, right? Right. Totally unrelated. I think they even said so. I couldn't find the clip of the guy that said so. But let's circle around, check Discord. Let's check the chat. Good deal. All right, back to our task at hand. Why? My tabbing is terrible. Where's... There it is. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Redirecting. Canada protests live updates. Trudeau invokes Emergencies Act to end the protest. I feel like that link's gone dead. Oh, no, there we go. All right. I read that already. You want to comment?
Don't really have any comments.
He says down here, I'll find a play. He says, I want to be very clear. At least when I looked at the article, it said, oh, here we go. Continue reading. Well, when I had, let's see, let's find it. I'll try to find it. I may have to use DuckDuckGo. Somebody really did say, all right, you have to go to Al Jazeera to get was on mainstream news here the other day, I think. I don't know. Censorship. Do you want to read this?
I want to be very clear. The scope of these measures will be time-limited, geographically targeted, as well as reasonable and proportionate to the threats they are meant to address. The Emergencies Act will be used to strengthen and support law enforcement agencies at all levels across the country.
There you go. Somewhere in the article it says you can freeze bank accounts. So, just saying. Then we go to February 14, and I kind of didn't really get a lot of collection. And then the next few days after that, just hellish work week. You know how it goes. But let's at least get our 15th. Probably also unrelated. Do you want to read it?
The Ottawa police chief resigns and the protesters...
Into the microphone, please.
Sorry. The Ottawa police chief resigns and the protesters stay put.
This story changed so much through the week. Not changed, but evolved. I mean, this was crazy all week. It was every 5 minutes. All right, let's go to... I'll read. People's convoy of truckers reportedly heading to D.C. for mandate protest. See if I took any notes there. Nope. I thought the headline was what we needed. So now we've got a section of the news of the week for Trudeau. You ready to read? Let's get it.
So this is from a Twitter post or a tweet. Are these
Into the microphone, please.
Are these people who like to give lessons to other countries about democracy and freedom? This is one of the top-ranking countries in the democracy index. Your credibility on these topics is now worth 0.
Mm-hmm. So this is the leader of El Salvador, I want to say. Nayib Bukele. I want to say it was El Salvador. Now I forgot. But that's pretty funny. Moving into a new section of the news, going all the way back to Monday. This section is called Your Papers.
Jerusalem and Israel outside Israel's Knesset.
Into the microphone, please.
Sorry.
Producer, can you change his mic? It's pointing not.
Sorry.
We need a producer in here.
In Jerusalem, Israel outside of Israel's Knesset, citizens join Israel's Freedom Convoy to call for an immediate announcement annulment to Israel's state of emergency. Annulment to Israel's state of emergency and to the recent Enabling Act, which establishes the infrastructure for COVID-19 laws, and which compounds base human rights.
Here's the problem. Make that point at you. Wherever you want to look, point it so it points at you.
Okay.
Mic technique. We got to teach them at a young age. All right.
Microphone.
Next up so he keeps looking this way, so that needs to be the axis. Because we'll be fighting that all day, right? You know what I'm saying? All right. We're a family of producers here. Sorry for, showing you behind the scenes a little bit. What is it? What's the video? Who's doing that hammering? It's insufferable hammering. Give it a test.
Insufferable hammering?
Don't go off mic.
Oh, right. Sorry. Insufferable hammering?
Good test. All right. It's a pretty straightforward concept. All right.
So the Quebec announces the plan to drop vaccine passport by March 14.
Unrelated to the trucker protest.
It's not even in trucker section.
Let's go now to
BSV? Or is this still your papers?
Still your papers. I'll read it. Vaccination during pregnancy protects babies from severe COVID, CDC study finds. Ottawa police chief ousted. That's not what that was supposed to say. Hang on. Is that the right article? Child COVID cases. Hang on. I think that article changed. There was, let's see if we can find it. You know what we're going to do? Now, I don't blame the mainstream media that they changed the way their thing works in 3 days. But there was 1,430 unvaccinated New York City workers fired. Thousands more could follow. Let me find that real time. Because that was true a few days ago. Yeah, here's Yahoo News. Maybe that's what I was supposed to link to. My bad. So there you go. There's proof. Let me pop that in the Foxhole chat. Oh, wrong. Wrong of me. Sorry. There's the link for that. All right. Now we're going on to the BSV department. Do any of my co-hosts know what BSV stands for?
No.
Does anyone in any chats that I can see know what BSV might stand for? I'll give you a minute. You'll get it during this section, probably. Here we go. Is the music too loud, the background music? You want to read Satoshi Nakamoto's?
Welcome to the end of social media as you knew it. I am Satoshi. I'm the creator of Bitcoin, and in this current battle with both Zuckerberg and Dorsey, I'm going to rock social media to its foundations and bring it crashing around them.
What time did that happen on February 11th?
12:42?
That's not what that says.
10:42, sorry.
So, at 10:42 a.m., Satoshi Nakamoto, you can debate whether that's really Satoshi Nakamoto. I'm from the school of Craig Mason. I'm going to go ahead and just go with it. I'm going to rock social media to its foundations and bring it crashing around them. In an unrelated news story...
First B is Bitcoin, right?
Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, BSV. Yeah, good call. Oh, sorry, I just gave you the whole thing. So take a look at the time of this.
Twitter back online after software
what time?
glitch. Twitter...
12:44.
12.
So this is 15 minutes later is when this started. Go ahead.
Twitter back online after software glitch disrupts services.
So 15 minutes after Satoshi says, I'm going to crash them, one of them crashes. Pure coincidence.
It's at 12 o'clock. It's 2 hours later.
That's when the article went out. If you dig into this, I invite you to go down the rabbit hole. It was 15 minutes later. I'm in a foul mood today, sorry. Work.
One of MyPillow's CEO, Mike Landell's banks, has
Lindell.
cut ties with him a month after citing him as a reputation risk.
You're being depersoned, Mike. I have one of his pillows. Do you have one?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Comfy.
I got to tell you, first night I put my head on it, I was like, just like the best sleep I've ever had. Second night, same thing. Now I'm just used to it. I've not even tried one night without it. I have not done an A/B test since then.
They're just too good.
Yep. Oh, I want to name the bank. If you read the article, the links are where? Can you please stay on
Description.
axis? Every time I look over, you're nowhere near the
Description.
producer. Hey, producer, can you please watch him? Please, please. This is like our 7th episode. I want us to be pros. Sorry. I'm doing the hammering.
Stop the incessant hammering.
I kind of get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I laugh when I see him doing that, and he's pure deep state and evil, but we all have a dark heart. Evil.
Evil?
Producer.
Ah.
So just find a way, please. Like, move this if you have to. It should point, like, basically, the foot of the mic should point towards what you're going to stare at, which is that. But just no matter what.
Okay.
And then it's that simple. All right. Let's go to... I think I can see how to do this even better next week as far as my notes. You learn. We need the media bias fact check. Where's... Here we go. Let's check the chat. See how abusive they think I'm being of my child here. Bitcoin. Oh, sort of Michael got it. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Yes. Didn't we see a symbol of green dragon in the Q? Oh, nice. Sort of Michael, you got me going back. Let me go back to... That was maybe this article. Can you hang around for a minute? Just watch how he speaks and see, because every time I look over, he's way off axis. If you only knew our resume in this house, you'd be like, guys, you're slumming it. There's no excuse for this level of production value. I really shouldn't talk more, because then I'll be held to the higher standard. Let's just say we should know what we're doing. Where's the green symbol that you caught that I didn't? Anyway. You're talking about the, what was that set of hacker tools that, this is on YouTube, so I'll say 17. There was a set of hacker symbols, or it's hacker tools. I forgot what it was called, but it had I think a green dragon symbol, right? Just saying. Green Dragon. Stephen King, the Illuminati extraordinaire, wrote a book called Green Dragon. Just saying.
Just saying.
When gold will take down the Fed. Sword.
What?
I love my Foxhole fam. Man, you're on it. You're on target. That's quite possible. I'm kind of a fan of actual gold as well. Like, diversify, right? Like, I'm not a diversificationist. I'm not a diversification analyst. I'm not a diversification advisor. You should not consult me for your diversification needs. I'm just saying diversification as often as I can. Would a jar of peanut butter be a store of value? Would cash under your mattress be a store of... Interesting. Sort of Michael says that was actually his only gold book. You can just go off screen and blow your nose, man. We're fighting a cold in the house. All right. Are you actually off screen? Let's check. You're kind of hunched over. All right. Where was I and what was I doing? I just love the interactivity of chat so much. So we did Heartland. We were moving to defense. I got 2 articles on defense, task and purpose, and critical military theory. Let's see what we got. I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I remember this. I'm gonna get in hot water. Just hot water. Let's do this.
Hot.
Task and purpose. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just, I've got ideas. So I wanted to see, because I always try to feed into this particular show, I should say, MSN, Newsweek, Yahoo, something people would call mainstream, something other people might call extremely hard bias left. And the best I could find here was task and purpose. It looks like an old school rag. If you trust me to bias fact check, and I can't remember who funds that, probably George Soros, who knows. It says they're least biased and kind of left, so who knows. But anyway, this guy says, and this is going to be a controversial article, it just is, and some of my friends are going to go, Greg, you're 53, we're cutting you loose. Sorry, I keep doxing what my G stands for. Oh well. Let me just read you, I'll read it so you're not tagged with this for your whole life. He says, there is only one overriding standard for military capability: lethality. Those office holders who dilute this core truth with civil society's often appropriate priorities, diversity, gender focus, etc., undermine the military's chances of success in combat. Reduced chances for success mean more casualties, which makes defeat more likely. Now, I love that he says, look, so civil society should be prioritizing, and then he lists diversity, gender focus, etc. He can have that opinion, right? He offers it as something that's appropriate. He throws that out there. But when a 3-star general says, taking your focus off lethality undermines your chances of success in combat, that caught my ear. He goes on to talk about the dichotomy of what must happen on ground battle. And I encourage you to read the article because it reminded me of, in order to protect one thing, you got to do the extreme of the other. Our ridiculous freedoms that we have. I mean, look at Canada. Trudeau is hardcoring those guys. I mean, last I heard, as of a couple hours ago, it's getting standoffy. And these poor innocent not innocent. I do think that these mild Canadians, can I at least get that in the House? They're about to, like, when the government actually finally has to say, look, it is a form of force, right? Belushi and them were talking about that earlier on 412. So who knows what we're about to see here in seconds or days. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing well, I don't want to get too deep in this. But the point is, on battle, you have to do just hamburger grindy stuff, right? And I always think of the yin-yang symbol where there's the... Are you okay, dude? This is like taking a while. What's he doing? Why is this thing out of the... Oh! I just didn't want you to have to read it so you weren't tagged. But yeah, it's fine. Your choice. So you're embarrassed by this. You're not embarrassed, but anyway. The yin-yang symbol and the white dot in the middle of the sea of black and the black dot in the middle of the sea of white. Like when you get to the extremes of one thing, the opposite pops in. So when you think about how we get to have all of our freedoms of expressions and all of our gender diversities and all of our focuses on this and that and whatever we talked about, there's other things being handled on the battlefield, like stabbing, choking, shooting, killing other humans to death, like brutally, right? In order to change the tide of a battle. I'll get off of that, but I'm getting on a tirade. Let me read some. There's one more. Liquid Gold. Liquid Gold is the name of the book. Thank you, sort of, Michael. Let me check something. I lost one of my preferred. Where actually is? There is no. Hang on. I have zero knowledge. Other of lurkosity, 0. So I like to have a little dash of knowledge. Because like if I go way off the rails and people are like, I'm out, I kind of should know. All right, let's go to the next section. That was defense. You doing okay over there?
Yep.
What?
Yes.
Okay. On axis means pointed through the top of the mic
Right
to
side.
here with your mouth centered and not off like this, right? It's an angle and it's a position. This
Right
is
side.
episode 7.
Yes.
Work stole all my patience today. I'm claiming I had some. We're now going into Skyfall. You know how I fix it? I keep my mouth right on it. Then I don't have any doubts. That's how I know. And I learned to just touch the bottom of it like that, see? And then I just back it off. Just like that. And if I ever need to check it, it's hard to see. I just go like that, right?
Yep.
I'm not saying how you got to do it. Just stay on axis, man.
Yep.
We can get a different microphone, but a Shure 57 is not bad.
Yeah. No, no explanation for.
Let me read it. No explanation for mystery liquid falling from the sky over neighborhood. Nothing to see here. They'll go on in the article. I don't even have to read it. It's probably oil from a thing or a bird thing or a blah, blah, blah. Whatever.
It's rain.
It's mystery black liquid. What do you think of when you hear that black goo is falling from the sky? Nothing to see here.
The end of the world.
Now we're going to the, yeah, exactly. The end of the isn't it ironic department.
CNN has been told by. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. A presidential advisor that Zelensky was being ironic with his comment. Press Zelensky says that Ukraine has been informed that there will be an attack on Wednesday. He does not say who told him this. The U.S. had said that Russia could invade Ukraine any day now, including the next few days.
Do you remember when Ronald Reagan said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we've just declared Russia illegal. The bombing begins in 15 minutes." You know, who needs Trump in office with the troll in chief? You got Zelensky taking over. This was hilarious. There was a USSR theme played on, I forget which square, somewhere in Ukraine at like 4 a.m. that day. One meme I saw that was hilarious, or I think I just heard it read, Russia forgot to attack Ukraine today. Not making light of warmongering and saber rattling. I'm very disturbed by the whole thing. Well, I am making light of it, but it's because I'm disturbed by the whole thing, let's just say. But, sort of Michael says, "Salute, you're doing great, kid." Do you know what that stands for?
Salute? Or wait.
No, that.
WWG
WWG1 WGA.
No.
See, I don't propagandize this, kid. I would read that as "where we go, one we go all." And then another salute. Not surprised at this point, says sort of Michael. If whatever channel, listen to Table of Titans on Thursday nights, and you get a really good read for the last year and a half on the ground in Ukraine, where some of the tanks in the sort of no man's land DMZ area that's 13, I forget how big it is. He's got people he knows that are like 500 yards from there. They sometimes have tanks rolling through there like their backyard, kind of paraphrasing him. Now let's go to, I called this section Remembering Watergate, and I'm way behind on this story also. Sorry. It's the best I could do this week. Shouldn't keep apologizing.
He's going to deliver. He's unraveling biggest political scandal in U.S. history. Kash Patel drops bombs during Durham grand jury interviewed. 24 people so far.
So, I usually try to find more mainstream links, as you know. I was challenged on this one. At the time, I couldn't dig one up. Now, one person's opinion, but you should know that Kash was in the Trump admin. I've been watching this story extremely closely, like a lot of my Foxhole friends probably have, For the YouTube and Facebookers, D-Livers have probably been watching it. For the YouTube and Facebookers, you may not know Kash Patel's name. You might not be watching this. This is a game of chicken. I mean, I'll just come around and say what I think it is. And I don't really know what it is. But it's at least so far a game of chicken. What do they have, right? What do they have on each other? There's at least two sides. And they keep getting closer and closer to going, oh, we got this. Oh, we got this. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the two greatest political enemies you've seen in years, perhaps. Two administrations, two shadow administrations that keep vying for control. I mean, I'm getting a little out there, right? But so anyway, he says, John Durham's interviewed 24 people in the grand jury to include CIA officers, FBI agents, and directors, leadership in the Clinton campaign cycle. They've indicted her lawyer. This is just starting. It's how you build a criminal conspiracy case. They're not going to be able to ignore indictments once they start coming in. Michael Sussman and Mark Elias were the lead attorneys for the Clinton campaign. They're paid millions and millions, etc., blah, blah, blah. They secured a sensitive arrangement with someone in government to gain White House access to the White House servers. Here's my point. Let me try it again. And this was hot a couple days ago. Now it's kind of calmed down. As a matter of fact, you've seen Clinton come in and start saying, the giant right-wing conspiracy's back. You know, so that's what I mean by it's a ebb and flow. It's a move and a counter move, right? And if you know, you know. And if you don't, always. I sound like an altar call here, but ask a friend. Ask a friend who knows. You know a friend who knows. You know a friend who knows. I couldn't have said that 6 months ago. I can say that now. No sleep till Gitmo. Sort of Michael is on fire today. Cash, baby.
What's Gitmo?
Guantanamo. Let's look up what's Gitmo. What's Gitmo? Gitmo News. Gitmo. Guantanamo Bay. Here's what's weird to me. Just a side note. So Guantanamo Bay is on this island, and Cuba is this like sometimes mortal enemy of like, you know, like the Monroe Doctrine or whatever. Like, but you got a base on that island. On that, I don't like. That causes me to question everything. Hey, D Patriot 7076. I question everything. Like, it's just weird to me. Like, I remember learning that Guantanamo, like, I always heard it was on Cuba, and I never really thought of it. And then I saw the map some years ago, and I'm like, why are we so, like, it's just weird.
It's
so Cuba's like
camp.
half.
It says there. It says right there it's a Spanish camp. Or at least in
Guantanamo
Spanish.
Bay, our military runs it. I don't know. Like, we got JAGs there. We got just everything. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's move along.
We're okay with the country if it gives us their oil.
Does Cuba have oil?
I don't know.
No, I was cool with that burger. It's a little off topic, but okay. What was my next? Oh, I wanted to share New York Times next. Court filings. Oh, sorry, I'm stealing your jam.
That's okay. You can read it.
No, okay. Court filings started a furor in right-wing outlets, but their narrative is off track. So we kind of just were touching on this story. Here's a bit of a follow-up or a way to dig into it a bit. He says down lower in the article, the link is where?
In the description.
Yeah. Did you say that in the mic? I'm really a
Yes.
stickler for mic today. One thing that can help is just keep your hand on it. Then you know where it is,
Yeah.
unconsciously. You know what I mean? That puts it in the scene. Here, let's see how it looks. Yeah, you could do that. It's up to you. What am I getting at? So this article goes into essentially, yeah, you might think that some kind of proof of something going on with this Durham thing, but we need to really, really call your attention to it in a Streisand fashion and tell you it's really no big deal. And here's the long, complicated reason for that. See if I can find the killer paragraph. Yeah, I didn't do a good job on that. As one show called it a couple days ago, this is basically you're too stupid to understand, but there's nothing here. That's essentially what this article says. I called it the classic rubber glue defense. So the political enemies of the Durham side of the camp are moving. I can demonstrate in that article are moving to the rubber glue defense. So at least there's that. Now let's get deeply political. If you thought that wasn't political, if you thought that was political, we're heading into full on. Kathleen Rice. Where's Kathleen Rice?
no.
Yeah. You ready? You can be on here. It's just a Twitter.
Sorry.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah. As I turn to the next chapter of my own personal and professional story, I do so with profound thanks to the community leaders, colleges, and staff. Colleagues and staff who have lived our shared commitment to service with courage and humility.
So,
Kathleen Rice.
right. I don't want to make fun of her. I don't know anything about her. But those that are counting, and there are some, say this is about the 30th DC House dim. I'm not talking about dims in state. I'm talking about our house, the people's house, the federal thingy in Washington, D.C. that meets and takes away your freedom every meeting. 30th dim, sitting dim, that is not seeking re-election this year. According to one group that I listened to, said they have counted about 30. No reason to doubt them. But that sounds a little high to me. Just saying. We do not have a massive...
I think there's 5 lurkers.
Do I look... No, you don't say how many lurkers there are. And plus, I'm one of them and probably your mom. So there's really 3. I think we're talking to them all, D-Patriot, sort of, Michael. It's all underwater. Serves as a major dumb access point. What does... Oh, I forgot. Where were we, sort of, Michael? I can't remember what article that was. It's all underwater. Man, what were we talking about? Oh, it'll come to me. Man, I'd be proud to look like Durham. That's awesome. Good luck on the move coming up. All right, let's go to... If you'll notice, I never numbered the lurkers. I just relatively spoke.
Right.
Relative amount. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, life tips, life hacks, just, little bits of information that you share with the pipples. They make up their own way. They find their way.
Yes.
I'm so out of it today. Here we go. Notes. Medical research. Get your hats on. Do you know Nature? Does anybody here know Nature? It's a very reputable outlet.
Omicron targeted vaccines do no better than original jabs in early tests.
There you have it from Nature. This is Duke Montefiore, Director of the Laboratory for AIDS Vaccine Research and Development at Duke University Medical Center in Durham, North Carolina. He's been studying COVID-19 vaccines. Now, I've heard some question this, and I'm going to be a little sarcastic for a second. In my view, it's just an all-hands-on-deck situation. Of course you bring in your pros from all over. So you got the Directory for AIDS Vaccine Research and Development at Duke. Helping out. Why not? Now I would like to take us to a potentially completely unrelated news story. False positive HIV screening test in a patient with pulmonary embolism because of severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2 infection. Totally unrelated story. But maybe it's actually lucky that they pulled in a AIDS expert from Duke to help out with their corona vaccine, because now he can help with this too. Just saying. I had a snide remark to bring there. Now, a couple more topics. Did you bring any more links?
No.
Why not?
They're still on a boat they're still on a boat somewhere in China due to supply chain issues.
And I didn't bring a link, but I saw earlier in the week, I was reading, scientists say that the smallest thing in the universe is not an atom, but it's more a quark or a lepton. Any comments?
Thought it was the X button for mobile game ads.
Nice. All right, cool. I'm feeling kind of brave and spicy. We're going to take a risk of a copyright strike on Facebook and YouTube and possibly who knows where else. Let's play.
Wait, should we turn off Facebook and YouTube?
I'm going to play the Severanon jam, if you don't mind. Are you cool with that?
Sure, I guess.
It's just a fun link. And then we'll do our outro, and then we be out. So, matter of fact, let me play the outro now, because ain't no way my outro is going to follow this beautiful song that you're about to hear. So we're going to actually outro the show, and then we're going to sneak in a little post-credit thing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's check the chat real quick. Gitmo, right, okay. Major deep underwater, right. It's all underwater. Gotcha. Yeah, so, and there's probably connected, right? And what if you were a submarine captain? Would that come in handy, right? Happy, nice knowing such an awesome patriot. Deep Patriot, thank you, Deep Patriot. Godspeed, thank you, Akabaka. Hi. Oh, I did bring a link. Gotcha. Right. So cool with Severe. Yeah, we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it on YouTube and Facebook. If I'm even streaming on Facebook, can't get that to work.
Yeah, it's okay, Classical Chick. Don't worry if you're too late.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So let me play the outro, but stick around for the bonus outro after that. Thank you for spending time with us. We're joined on Fridays by co-host Angular. This has been G. Ross, and you are the underscore. Be sure to catch us on the foxhole.app, DLive, YouTube, or Facebook. Current shows include The Bread Pill Weekly. You've been red pilled, now be the red pill. You're out of the oven and ready for delivery on our weekly alternative news roundup and call-in show on Foxhole, DLive, YouTube, and Facebook every Friday at 5:30 p.m. Central, co-hosted by G. Ross and Angular. Current shows include Epistemology for Fun and Profit, where woo meets goo. You're in the woo, and the woo is in you. A philosophical call-in show with occasional guest interviews, diving into the oldest questions. Most episodes are exclusively on the foxhole.app, Sunday at 11:30 p.m. Central. Current shows include 90 Nation, the nation with no denomination. Declare to the custom agents any edible plants or miscellaneous worldviews. We take a look back at how we got here, eventually leading into a regular Wednesday night Bible study at 11 p.m. Central. Catch us on the foxhole.app, DLive, YouTube, and Facebook. Our Friday co-host is Angular. This has been G. Ross, and you are the underscore. So we're kind of supposed to out after that, but today is a special day, and we're going to play you this outro from a celeb where we hang out. Then we're really gone. First an ad. 3 more seconds. Oh, I'll release the gold pills.
They're also going to squeeze us through the educational system. Our jobs are going to tighten down the restrictions, loosen them by the summer, and then release new strains immediately that aren't even as bad as the current strain. They'll say they're worse, fearmonger, and then clamp down even stronger.
For the longest, man, I tried to tell you Alex Jones was right. If we're going down, we ain't going down without a fight. But we ain't going down, the globalists are going down, that's right. You can see into the future watching Alex Jones tonight. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. There's a war on for your mind, it's time to win it. All facts, Alex Jones was right from the beginning. History repeats itself as the world is spinning. Put your faith in God while half the world is sinning. Every single institution pushes the injection. 2 years ago, Alex said it's not for your protection. COVID was a cloak they used to cheat the election. We're at the point now it's down to natural selection. Global IDs disguised as a passport. You didn't listen then, now you get what you asked for. You try to tell y'all how long this would last for. We're living in the future, what you living in the past for. The longest, man, I tried to tell you Alex Jones was right. If we're going down, we ain't going down without a fight. But we ain't going down, the globalists are going down, that's right. You can see into the future watching Alex Jones tonight. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. Now it's down to natural selection. He connected the dots to the cabal. He tried to warn us all before we all let it fall.
Sorry,
but
that was my
Biden is a
fault.
puppet that the globalists installed. All Alex tried to tell you was to open up your eyes. And if you do it too, you can see right through the lies. He tried to tell you that the COVID is a disguise, a veil that hides the design the globalists devised. If you didn't listen then, you should probably pay attention. They're dumbing down the masses and decaying this dimension. They aren't human, these are demons slaying our ascension. Good wins against evil while they pray for our detention. For the longest, man, I tried to tell you Alex Jones was right. If we're going down, we ain't going down without a fight. But we ain't going down, the globalists are going down, that's right. You can see into the future watching Alex Jones tonight. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right, yeah, Alex Jones was right.
The globalists are testing right now our response to see if they can lock us down. And then if we lock down properly, then they're going to release the real bio version that'll then start wiping out even more. So this is a test for the global depopulation operation. It's 2020, and they're gearing up to exterminate you and your family. It came out of Wuhan.
Sorry about that part. I played the song over itself. See you all over at Pixels.
Wait, who's Alex Jones?
That's a great